Hey VC, how's it going? Back for another video. This is Cosmic Vinyl. I'm Brian, and this is going to be just kind of a short and quick one, kind of a wham bam, thank you ma'am, so to speak. It's going to be a contest entry video. This is a contest that's being put on by Luke at Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. He is celebrating his 200 subscriptions, which is freaking awesome. I am just becoming familiar with his channel, so I mean, I'm subscribed to about 1 million channels. It seems like I'll watch anybody, I'll watch them all. I'm just absorbing the whole thing and trying to experience the whole thing that the VC has to offer. And Luke's channel is one that I've come across here in the last week or so. So yeah, 200 subs is freaking awesome. I hope to maybe have half of that as my goal, my first goal, I guess. But the thing is, the subs isn't really the deal, man. But I do want people to watch my videos, so which I'm sure we all do, or else we wouldn't do it. But anyway, the contest is this. And he's calling it your 20 plus 20, and it's a real cool idea. It's real basic. Here, I'm gonna turn this down for just a second here. The idea is that the prize is going to be the person that wins gets 20 bucks, and then he also donates 20 bucks to that person's favorite charity, which is very cool idea. So I'm totally into that. So anyway, the idea behind it is to pick an album or two albums or two songs that are like a snapshot in time, that represent a snapshot in your personal history, that there's an emotional attachment to that music and to a thing that was going on at that time. I think this is a piece of cake, because for me, that's the whole thing with music. In fact, I was having a short conversation with Andrew at Tales from the Crate about how music is just an emotional thread that is part of our memories. It attaches itself to our memories, and I just think that is so true. In fact, whenever I'm trying to think of a time like that I did something, usually the way I think about it is, okay, there was a song. I remember a song that was popular at that time, and I know that came out in 1985. And that's how I nail down like dates for when something happened in my life. Usually it revolves all around music. So yeah, that's the way music is for us. Anyway, I'm gonna quit babbling about all this crap, and what I'm gonna do is show you the first record. It's actually playing right now. The record is Sammy Hagar. Standing Hampton. If you guys can all see that. There's Sammy back in his younger days. Check him out. Little pre-Van Hagar Sammy there. Man, just even listening to the music right now is taking me back to the time that I'm gonna share with you. When I was a junior in high school, I was fortunate enough to be part of the Spanish club. I was vice president of the Spanish club in high school, and I was able to go to Mexico and Mexico City and Acapulco. It was like a 10-day tour, and it was just a bunch of high school kids from all over the country that got to go to Mexico. And you know, you didn't have no parents or anything. It was just a bunch of kids experiencing what Mexico had to offer. We had some chaperones, but basically we could do anything, you know. And there was, like I said, I was a junior, but there was this senior. His name was Joel Johnson, and we both went to the same high school. Both went on this tour, and we ended up becoming good friends during this tour. And he was like a music buff. I mean, this guy, I haven't talked to him for so long, but I hope he's still into music, because I believe he would be the vinyl king if he was still into music. He turned me on to groups, well, like Sammy, and he turned me on to Montrose, and turned me on to Procol Harum, and Robin Trower, and Pat Travers, and Rick Derringer, Edgar Winter, and one of my favorites, Blue Oyster Cult. If it wasn't for Joel, he opened up a whole new avenue of music for me. I was still listening to, you know, just basically listening to radio play and new wave and stuff like that back then, Devo and stuff, which is not bad, but I'm just saying this guy opened up a whole new thing for me. And this, anyway, after that Mexico trip, we became great friends, and we took this road trip to visit a couple of girls that we met while we were on this tour. It was just the two of us, hit the open road, went to, we're from Iowa, and we went to Kansas and Missouri and visited these girls, and they were best friends, we were best friends, and we just listened to a lot of music and stuff down there. And this record in particular, and the song Can't Get Loose, just really reminds me and takes me back there. And we just had so much fun with those girls, and God, you know, we were great friends after that. It was just such a great time, man. This album's got such a lot of cool songs on it too. I mean, I'll Fall in Love Again, There's Only One Way to Rock, My Baby's on Fire, Can't Get Loose, Heavy Metal. I mean, this is a virtual greatest hits record for Sammy. And yeah, like I said, it just really, even now, the nostalgia attached to this record for me is really something. And yeah, I wonder what happened to those girls. But all I know is we had a great time while we were down there, drinking beers, partying, hanging out with these girls. That's what it's about: music, girls, beer. That's what it was back then, anyway. Anyway, that's my first record. Now let's fast forward about 3 or 4 years. Now I'm graduated from high school and took a shot at going to college, and ended up not being able to hang with it because I was on my own for the first time, partying it up, and couldn't make it to school most of the time, so I dropped out. But I remember I kept working, and I remember my first apartment was a shack, basically. Me and this guy that I moved in with, he had a great stereo, and by that time I was starting to discover, like, you know, like MTV was coming out about that time, and I was starting to get into like the hair bands and early metal and hard rock. Started really digging Van Halen and the LA bands and stuff. But anyway, we worked at this place where we sold advertising, and afterwards we'd go down to this bar called, it was a biker bar. It was called, at one time it was called the Dugout, and at the time I was too young to get in there, but for some reason I was able to get in there and get served because I hung out with like some older people. And you know, by the time we started hanging down there, it was called Joe's Place, and I remember they played a lot of Southern rock and you know, like some Skynyrd and probably some Steppenwolf and, you know, anything that would have been like with bikers, like Iron Butterfly and stuff. But I remember they had this record right here, and it was just so bizarre that they had it, but it was this Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. And I was very familiar with this record at that time. And I would go up to the bar and request that they put it on, and they'd play it. They had a turntable behind the bar. They didn't even have a jukebox down there. That's what kind of place this was. And here are all these biker dudes and guys in jeans and beards and, you know, leather vests and stuff. And here's this punk kid with zippers on his pants and mullet and dangling earrings and sleeves cut off of my shirt and, you know, jewelry and stuff. And here I was just a punk kid, you know, listening to starting to get into metal, and no one, every time they put this album on, everybody hated it. Oh man, look at that. That's the stuff right there. That is the stuff. But anyway, yeah, I remember listening to this album, drinking quarter draws at Joe's place, being out on my own from my parents for the first time, just getting out there, living life for all it was worth. And yeah, it was just a great time, man. Great time. So that album takes me back to my first apartment, my first experience going to bars, drinking, and of course this takes me back to a high school experience. Best friends, taking a road trip, meeting some girls, drinking some beers. Doesn't get any better than this for me. For me, this is what it was. So anyway, Luke, man, congratulations on the 200 subs. And this is my contest entry. I hope it meets the standard. And man, I don't even care if I win. I just want a chance to share and show albums. So anyway, man, congratulations. Many more subs to you. And that's my video, folks. This is Cosmic Vinyl signing out. Brian out of here. Peace out.